It's Cooking with Izzy, bitches. Do you guys want to hear a really funny story? I actually have a lot to talk about. I feel like it's been a while since we actually, I don't know, like I've had a lot of like vlog type of content recently, but like I still haven't like caught up with you guys. Okay, so last night, let me just preface this by saying I got my license in May. I've only driven on the highway like a couple times with my parents, and I have not driven the highway since May. And then last night, me and Grace, you guys remember Grace, we were going to see Black Widow. She hasn't seen it yet. This is my third time seeing it. And we went to the Target first because she wanted me to drive to Target because she didn't want to drive to Target. I drove us to Target to get a little Mora stuffed animal from Shang-Chi, and they didn't have it. But we got snacks from a movie, whatever. And then our plan was to go back to her house, leave my car there, and take her car so she could drive because it was like a pretty far away movie. And I didn't want to go on the highway. So then, what happened after that? Yeah, we were driving back, and there's this area by the Target that we were at. There's so many lanes, it's so confusing. I got in the wrong lane, so I was on the lane to go on the highway. And I was panicking because I have not gone on the highway since May. I have not gone on the highway since I got my license. And I have not gone on the highway without a parent. So me and Grace were freaking the fuck out because I am a horrible driver. Like literally, I am a hazard on the road. I should not be able to drive. Like it's just not a privilege that I should have. And so we got on the highway. I was like, Grace, help. She was like directing me. I like know how to drive, but I was like freaking out. So I was like, it was like, Grace, help me. Like she was like telling me like when I can merge and all that stuff. Like, I was not getting my speed. So she was like, you need to accelerate. It was really chaotic. There were times I had to change lanes. I literally was like, I swerved. It was really bad. Like Grace thought she was gonna die, and I felt so bad. Twice I missed my exit, and then one time I accidentally took an exit I was not supposed to take, but I was following the guy in front of me. So I just took this random exit, and Grace was like, what the fuck are you doing? And so we got even farther away from the movie theater. The highway that I accidentally got on was the complete opposite direction. So we had to like get off on 3 different highways, merge onto new highways. I kind of thought that was the end there, and I'm sure Grace did too. It took us a solid 40 minutes of stressful highway driving. We got there, we had a great time at the movie, but I think I literally scared Grace to death, and I don't think I'm ever allowed to drive her anywhere ever again, which is fine by me. Look at me staying on task with telling a story. I'm so bad at like focusing on the story that I'm telling. I get really distracted really easily. And so we got to the movie theater. I loved it. Again, like it just made me, I feel like men watch that movie and it's so service level for them that like this is such a bad villain, like blah, 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 but then they don't realize that, like the villain is the scariest villain ever because the movie is literally about human trafficking and like men abusing young girls, like men in power abusing young girls and like assaulting them and like R-wording them, and like men don't understand that. So yeah, it was just a really good movie, and I want to go stab people. I'm home alone this weekend. We're at lunch, so we're gonna go in. Last time that we talked, I had to go back to the grocery store to get eggs. I got really tired, and I just worked on college apps actually because it was too much work to make cookies. It's a day later. I have motivation again. I'll put on my Florence Pugh apron. The point of today's video is that I'm showing you how to make the perfect best ever chocolate chip cookies. I don't want to share this with you because yeah, but I will. I'm gonna be over here because we have to brown some butter. Honestly, like browning butter is the most important part of making cookies. If you make cookies and you don't brown the butter, they're just not getting as good. Like browning butter elevates the cookie quality like 1,000 times. Does anyone else get random shakes? I think it's anxiety, but like I don't know. I would die for Florence Pugh. Literal death for her. Here are photos of me recreating her cooking with flow looks yesterday because I was bored. 2 sticks of butter. This type of pan. I don't know what it's called. A saucepan? No. Butter, stove. So give it some heat. So basically you just want to put the heat on, and then once it melts, just start whisking it. And you basically just want to whisk it until it turns brown. You don't want it to be too brown, so I went to the Jonas Brothers last night, and it was literally so fun because my mom's best friend, who was also my godmother, her daughter, it was her like 20th birthday, so she got pit tickets to the Jonas Brothers concert. And we like had dinner with them the other night, and I was like, oh my god, like I was trying to get my mom to like get us tickets. We were gonna get tickets, but then we thought it was only 18 plus, but it's not. They told us like, oh no, you don't have to be 18 to go. And I was like, oh my god, mom, can we please get tickets? And then I was like, oh, I really want to go. Will you please get tickets, mommy? It was that night. I got a call from my godmother / my mom's best friend. She goes, hey, like I saw how excited you were. I want to give you my ticket to go with her daughter, which I'm like friends with her. It was like 2 days ago, and I was like, I would love that. Thank you so much. She's literally just an angel sent from heaven above. I love her. And so last night, they picked me up. We went to the concert, and we were so close to them, and it was so fun. And the Dr. Phil son opened for them, and Kelsey Ballerini. I hadn't heard of Kelsey Ballerini like before yesterday. Oh, her music was so good, and she's so cute. She's literally a legend. Like, I love her already. And it was so fun. I can put in some clips. I know it's kind of annoying, but it was literally so fun. I don't know how I'm gonna go back to like a normal concert where I can barely see them anymore. Like, what? So basically, once it melts, you just want to keep whisking it, and it's gonna like bubble up and foam. As long as you don't burn it, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes I'll put ice cubes in to try to cool it off because you're supposed to add water, but you know, ice cubes. I did just get burned there for a second. Don't boil over. Don't boil over. Ugh. Into the freezer. If you don't have a food scale, get one. They're so nice, and it makes it more accurate and shit. Make sure you use light brown sugar, because if you use dark brown sugar, it's gonna be too dark. And it's gonna be too sugary. 213 grams of brown sugar. Now, 104 grams of white sugar. Okay, being alone for me is so weird, because it's like, I love it, but I'm also like lonely. But I'm also like kind of like living, like I'm also doing better than I ever have before, you know? Like 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, I just give it a little 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Okay, you ready for the secret ingredient that makes this so good? Espresso powder. It brings out the flavor in the chocolate and the brown butter so miraculously. Yeah. But it doesn't also taste coffee-like. It just brings out so many good flavors. I had coffee yesterday. I was so anxious the entire day because of it. I'm also really anxious right now though, so it might not be the coffee. I haven't had coffee today and I still feel really anxious, so it might just be me. The brown butter is still in the freezer, so we're gonna go with eggs. Eggs. If they're room temperature, it's better, but I honestly don't care. Egg yolk and a normal egg. If you don't know how to separate eggs, then I don't know what to tell you. I hate the little like sperm thingy that attaches to it. I literally hate eggs. I literally can't. I try my best to be vegan. I'm vegan like almost all the time except for desserts. Some might say that's just vegetarian, but the cognitive dissonance of like me ordering something or like eating something that has eggs or milk in it makes me less likely to order that because I want to stick to the vegan title. If I go to vegetarian, I'll be more likely to eat all those stuff that I don't want to, like I don't want to eat, you know? So don't attack me. Probably still cooling off. So I'll tell you what, we'll go into the dry ingredients. This recipe is altered from a BuzzFeed recipe. Another really important ingredient, bread flour. I want to make pumpkin bread. I have not made pumpkin bread in a really long time. So you want 60 grams of bread flour. And you also want 45 grams of all-purpose flour. Now, if the flour amounts seem low, it's because we're going to do something about that in a sec. School has not been good. It's been really hard for me, like really hard for me. Not even like, I haven't even had any tests yet, but just like sitting in school, very hard for me. Like school's been really hard for me. Sitting in a classroom makes me really anxious. It's been really hard. So it hasn't been going well. I hope it's going better for you. Oats. Oats make every cookie better. I'm sorry. If you don't agree, you're wrong. So you want 105 grams-ish. I mean, I might, oh, why did I do that? You know, it's fine. Sometimes I'm dumb. This time I got mini. I don't know, I kind of just felt like getting mini. It doesn't really matter as long as you get semi-sweet. Some people like bittersweet, but I don't fuck with bittersweet. Like my mom and sister really love bittersweet chocolate chips and cookies, but I don't get milk chocolate, that's fucking weird. Also, chocolate chunks are really good too. My dumbass forgot 2 ingredients. It's fine though, I haven't done anything that's like. Baking soda, I repeat. Soda of baking. Kosher salt, way better than normal salt. It's chunkier, and your Jewish friends could have it too. I think that's how it works. Sorry. It's fall, so you know that my ass is gonna add cinnamon. A solid teaspoon. Nutmeg is pretty strong. Let's do 1/8 of a teaspoon. You can always add more. Personal preference does still exist. It always happens to me where it starts to freeze. It's okay. If you just mix it, it'll go back into liquid form. This looks disgusting actually, because it's so important that you get the bottom stuff because that's all the good stuff. I have like 3 tests on Monday. I don't remember how to study, honestly. I had a dream that I was literally me and Bucky Barnes and some other people were like running from murderers. It was really scary. Locked in, whooping, pop down, what's for that? Mix until it's light and fluffy. My uncle always told me if you beat the eggs for a longer time, then the cookies get really thick. I've always argued with him about this, even though he was like a professional chef for a while. I don't know, I just don't believe him because I had always heard beating eggs and stuff makes it so like dense and like chewy. Like not chewy in a good way though. Okay, now it's all like white and fluffy. I didn't mix this, oops. Like this. For me personally, I prefer quick oats because it's like, they're just easier to like, I don't know. Okay, I'm looking at this thickness. I'm gonna add a little bit more oats. Chocolate chips. Do what you want, mate. Okay. I really fuck with mini chocolate chips. Fuck me. We're out of parchment paper. My grandpa used to always put nutmeg and cinnamon in his like French toast, and he called it frog toast. And he would always make it for us when I stayed at my grandparents' house in North Dakota, or like a little apartment ever. I was just thinking about that. I don't know.